Hello, Shawntay.
Hello.
Hi. Thanks for making this time with me to talk about your experience with Prepare to Be Pursued. I'm so excited to come back together again. It's been a little while.
Yes, I'm excited too, and thank you so much for having me. So, with the challenge, it was awesome. The timing, it was just a God thing for me because I was at a point in my life where, number one, that whole story about Ruth had been in my heart. The Ruth and Boaz story had been in my heart. And then I had been talking to God about just wanting to be pursued because I had been single for about 8 years. I was ready to be in a relationship, but then I was afraid of some things that I knew would come along being in a relationship, and I wasn't sure if I was ready. But I knew that I wanted to be pursued because I felt like that would be the only way, that I would know that it was real and that it was from God. Then along came the challenge, got it, jumped on. It was very intense. But I was there for it. I started getting sick, I think, towards the end, but the women were just so encouraging. And the nuggets that I gained from you and also from just the women sharing their experiences was just beyond anything that I'd ever experienced before. And so it left me feeling not only educated about the Ruth and Boaz story, like you taught us some stuff that I didn't fully know, that no one had ever told me before, and it made so much more sense after I went through the class. I was like, oh yes, she was doing things. Yes, she was strategic. So okay, it's not just about Ruth getting her Boaz. She did do some things. It wasn't like she was chasing him, but she did. There were some things that she did do. So it was comforting to know that I wasn't supposed to just be sitting here like, just waiting for some man to come across me and just want to bless me with all of these things. So that was good. That I learned that I needed to work. And I also learned that I needed to kind of take a look at myself and some of my insecurities, which were aplenty. So the challenge and just being verbal and then just doing things that I was afraid to do. Doing the challenge, I was afraid and just apprehensive and about reaching out to people and doing some of the things that you had challenged us to do, about the whole going live thing and making recordings. I was afraid about that. And so you helped me to grow as a woman through that class. And I used those skills that I learned there. Not only did they help me get my man, but they also helped me with my business. So they helped me to grow a business and get out of my shell. So wonderful, wonderful things that I learned there. So I learned that you have to kind of teach people how to treat you. You have to look at your standards. They don't need to be like super crazy, but that doesn't mean that you need to just settle for certain things. And so I don't remember every single little thing that I learned. I just knew that I left there feeling more confident and just ready. Still a little bit apprehensive and shaky, but just ready to get outside of my comfort zone.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, for it to have been over a year, like a year and a half, it sounds like it really did stay with you.
Yes.
That is amazing. I'm so glad to hear that. Yay.
I just need you to sit down for just a little bit and just get calm and get still and think about the way that you've been going about this all of these years. You were going about it the same way that I was. We were both hitting brick walls. Neither one of us was in a happy place. I got help, and there's nothing wrong with help. And so I just want to encourage you to participate in one of these challenges, because it is going to help you to calm down and to kind of be still and to have some time to process through some things that you really, really need to know and need to think about before you go out in hot pursuit of this next thing that might just be there just to break your heart. So I don't want you to have to keep experiencing that same heartache and that same disappointment. And when you go through the challenge, you learn how to avoid certain things. And so because when somebody has a craft and they are constantly studying that and constantly pursuing that, that is what you want to tap into. So like we go to specialists, when we have a heart issue, and I just can say that because we have a family member that's going through that right now. So he went to like a general doctor. Just like you can go to some general person that can, just give you some general advice. But to see for the problem that was going on with the heart, he needed a specific kind of doctor. He needed a specialist. And so that is what Miss Nikki is. She has the training, she has the education, she has her ear to the ground. And so she's out there in these streets trying to find out what is working and what is not, so you can trust her. And I'm sure she has the receipts to be able to show you that this is not a game for her. It's not. She has changed lives. And because you're not like rushing, you're taking your time and you're going at your own pace, you're going to be able to identify some things before you get to the point where it's going to just devastate you. So you need that specialist, really. I kept thinking about this class and I was just like, oh my gosh, I just wanted to help them. Like, what is happening? Because I'm like, I am like a different person. I'm still my little quirky, self or whatever. And I just love that he loves that about me. So look, because I'm always like just shouting I'm just telling anybody that listen, y'all, I did this course, and I send them to the course and I tell them the name of it, and they're like, what's that thing again that you said you did? Oh, but now I get a different response now that I have this relationship to show for it. They're like, okay, now what did you do? And so I'm telling them back from the first step from the class, and I'm just like, I did this. And because some of them are apprehensive like me about the online dating, I'm like, okay, you need help. I needed help, and it's okay to need help, because sometimes, we don't always want to feel like we have to go through a course or something to learn how to do certain things. But I would not have imagined that it would be possible to have this sweet man and to be proposed to in such a sweet, sweet way, and just to have somebody there who is willing to like blend in and just mesh with my family. I don't think that I've ever been in a relationship where I've had a man that was just so proud to introduce me to his friends and to his family, and just want me there and want to do things with me and want to experience new things with me. So I am getting married, y'all, and May 21st of 2022, I am going to be Mrs. Ferguson, and I'm so happy.
All right, Shawntay, thank you so much for spending this time together. This was so much fun. So good to be reconnected and hear about every wonderful thing that's going on with you. It is such a blessing. Any last words that you want to share with the women? Any last words of encouragement?
Yes, just don't be afraid to get the help and the guidance that you need. And remember that the relationship of your dreams is truly, truly possible. It is out there waiting for you. Just don't give up.
Wonderful. Thank you, Shawntay, and congratulations once again on your engagement. Cannot wait to see how everything unfolds. All right. Thank you so much, and take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.